Welcome to my channel. Growing older brings many changes, and one of the most profound lessons I have learned is that happiness often comes from subtraction, not addition. When we were younger, we chased after busyness, filled our days with endless tasks, and thought that a full calendar meant a full life. But over time, we begin to see that joy isn't about how much we do. It's about what truly matters. That's why today, I want to talk about finding joy in fewer but meaningful activities, especially for seniors who are looking to live with more purpose and less stress. By simplifying our daily lives, we can create more space for peace, health, and happiness. This is where minimalism offers a path to freedom. When I first began practicing a minimalist approach, I was surprised by how much unnecessary weight I had been carrying. It wasn't just the physical clutter in my home, but the mental clutter of commitments that drained my energy. I used to say yes to too many things, filling my schedule with obligations that didn't always bring fulfillment. By learning to step back and choose carefully, I discovered that fewer but intentional activities gave me more joy. This shift wasn't about doing nothing, it was about doing the right things. For seniors, this can mean focusing on family, health, and inner growth. Life becomes lighter when we allow it. One of the most meaningful changes I experienced was learning to prioritize relationships. Instead of scattering my energy on casual interactions, I chose to nurture a handful of deep and genuine connections. Having coffee with an old friend, spending quality time with grandchildren, or simply sharing stories with neighbors brought far more happiness than rushing to every social event. Seniors often find joy in these intimate circles of connection. We no longer need large crowds or constant activity to feel alive. What we need is sincerity and warmth. Choosing fewer but meaningful relationships is a key part of minimalism for seniors. Another area where simplifying brought joy was in hobbies. Many people in retirement feel pressured to fill their days with countless activities: gardening, clubs, classes, and more. While these are wonderful pursuits, they can become overwhelming if done all at once. Instead, I discovered that choosing a small number of hobbies I truly loved made me feel more grounded. For me, it was reading, journaling, and light exercise. These activities weren't flashy, but they gave me peace and satisfaction. Seniors can benefit from letting go of the pressure to do everything, and instead focus on what truly nurtures their hearts. Health is another vital area where fewer but meaningful activities can make a huge difference. When I was younger, I thought fitness meant intense workouts or expensive programs. But with age, I found joy in simple walks, gentle stretching, and mindful breathing. These smaller, consistent practices brought greater results than exhausting routines. Seniors don't need to overdo it. We need to choose what keeps us strong, safe, and energized. A short daily walk outdoors paired with fresh air and gratitude can be more beneficial than hours at the gym. The beauty lies in consistency, not in excess. Finances also play a role in our happiness as we age. Many seniors worry about money, especially with retirement stretching for decades. Instead of spending on endless purchases or keeping up with trends, I found joy in living with less. By focusing on quality over quantity, I bought fewer things but enjoyed them more. A comfortable chair, a reliable phone, or a few pieces of clothing that made me feel good were enough. This approach reduced stress and gave me financial freedom. Minimalism for seniors is not about deprivation. It's about choosing wisely and living without unnecessary burdens. One of the most freeing lessons of aging is realizing that we don't have to impress anyone. In our younger years, we sometimes tried to prove ourselves by how much we did, how busy we were, or what we owned. But now joy comes from letting go of that race. Fewer but meaningful activities allow us to align with who we really are, instead of who others expect us to be. Seniors can embrace this stage of life as a time to return to authenticity. When we focus on what truly matters to us, life feels lighter and more genuine. We finally live for ourselves. Spirituality or inner reflection can also be a meaningful activity. Many seniors find joy in prayer, meditation, or simply quiet moments of gratitude. These practices don't require much time, but they provide deep fulfillment. For me, writing down 3 things I was grateful for each day changed my outlook. It reminded me that happiness is not in abundance, but in appreciation. Fewer but intentional spiritual practices can uplift the soul more than endless distractions. Seniors can find comfort in slowing down and connecting with what feels sacred to them. Nature has also been one of my greatest teachers. In my younger years, I often overlooked the beauty of a morning sunrise or the sound of birds. Now, I find deep joy in spending quiet time outdoors, whether it's sitting under a tree, tending to a small garden, or simply breathing fresh air. These simple activities bring peace that no amount of busyness can match. Seniors don't need elaborate adventures to feel alive. Nature's simplicity is enough. By doing less but noticing more, we discover beauty everywhere. This is minimalism at its purest form. Technology, while helpful, can also clutter our lives. Seniors today are encouraged to stay connected online, but too much screen time can drain energy. I found joy in limiting my digital activities and focusing only on the most meaningful uses, like video calls with family or reading educational content. By reducing unnecessary scrolling, I reclaimed hours of peace. Fewer but purposeful interactions with technology help seniors stay engaged without becoming overwhelmed. It's another way of simplifying that creates balance. Community service is another area where I discovered the beauty of doing less but with greater intention. When I was younger, I felt obligated to join every volunteer group, thinking more was always better. Over time, I realized that focusing on 1 or 2 causes I truly cared about brought deeper fulfillment. For example, tutoring children once a week or visiting a local nursing home gave me a sense of purpose that many scattered activities could not. Seniors can gain joy from committing to fewer projects, but offering their full heart and energy. This creates stronger connections with the people we serve and with ourselves. Doing less, but doing it wholeheartedly, is the secret to lasting satisfaction. Family traditions also benefit from this mindset. In the past, holidays often felt overwhelming with endless cooking, decorating, and gift-giving. As I grew older, I chose to simplify those traditions while keeping their meaning alive. Instead of hosting large, stressful gatherings, I now enjoy smaller dinners filled with genuine conversation. Instead of piles of gifts, I focus on shared experiences like storytelling or photo albums. These fewer but more meaningful activities keep the spirit of family alive without the exhaustion. Seniors can rediscover joy by simplifying traditions and holding on to the heart of the celebration. Less fuss often means more love. Another lesson I learned was about travel. In my earlier years, I thought traveling meant seeing as many places as possible in a short time. The rush of airports, itineraries, and endless sightseeing often left me exhausted instead of enriched. Now I find joy in slower, simpler travel. Visiting one destination and truly experiencing it, sitting at a local cafe, walking through a quiet park, or talking with residents offers more meaning than checking off tourist lists. Seniors can benefit from traveling less often, but more mindfully. It's not about how many stamps are in your passport, but about how deeply each journey touches your heart. Creativity is another field where less has proven to be more. Many of us carry the idea that we need to master multiple skills, painting, writing, music, photography, all at once. But I discovered that choosing just one creative outlet and truly enjoying it was more satisfying. I chose writing, and it became my way of expressing emotions and capturing memories. Seniors can pick a single creative pursuit and let it enrich their lives instead of juggling too many hobbies at once. By focusing deeply, we find more meaning and joy in our expression. It's a reminder that fewer outlets can still open vast worlds inside us. Friendship, much like family, also thrives on this principle. We don't need dozens of acquaintances to feel loved. We need a handful of friends we can truly rely on. I once stretched myself thin trying to maintain too many connections, often ending up tired and unfulfilled. By choosing fewer but stronger friendships, I gained peace and stability. Seniors especially benefit from these deeper ties, as they provide comfort in times of loneliness and support in moments of need. A phone call from one true friend can mean more than 10 polite greetings from casual contacts. Less, in this case, truly becomes more. Even in our daily routines, the power of doing fewer but meaningful activities shines. Instead of rushing through endless chores and errands, I began to prioritize what truly mattered. I learned that a tidy, peaceful corner of my home brought me more happiness than trying to keep every room spotless. Cooking a simple but healthy meal gave me more joy than preparing elaborate dishes. Seniors can release the pressure of perfection and instead focus on routines that genuinely improve their lives. A slower pace not only reduces stress, but also allows us to savor each moment. Joy hides in the simplest acts of care. Thanks for watching. I hope these reflections help you see that less can truly be more.